extreme weather conditions. Welcome back, it's Saturday again. I'm feeling quite good with myself. Fairly good week, a few things went right. And yeah, some bits went right on this car the other day. I don't know what I was doing. Oh, I come down here and nipped down here for the other day. I don't know why I nipped down here the other day, but anyway, I've got the heater working as well, which is good. I've just turned it off now. It's one of those torpedo heaters. I picked it up cheap. Had a few problems, but fixed it. All right. Yeah, so a bit of noise going on in the background, but that's the future. So what I'm going to try and do today is we're going to plug the exhaust back on. We're going to try and bleed the clutch, maybe connect the gear linkage up. But what we want to try and do is check the clutch, see if the clutch works. I did a little test earlier. I'll show you in a minute. I'll just show you the test. Should I show you the test? I'll show you the test. I have quite a simple brain. Something taken off at the airport. A simple brain. So I was a bit dubious because the gearbox, it did go on. It just didn't go on how I thought it would, but it went on. So I thought the only other thing what was happening was maybe the clutch whole thing was too big. So basically it was pressing now on the because the slave cylinder was quite tight to get in, but it went in. So maybe I thought the clutch is slightly disengaged. It might be fully disengaged or that. So what I did was I put it into gear and I tried to turn the output shafts the same way. So basically what you're trying to do is obviously spin the clutch plate. I suppose that would be spinning the engine. No, because it's like, I was checking to see if your clutch would be down. You put your foot down, clutch would be free, and I should be able to spin that. Or am I spinning the engine? No, that's spinning. That's not connected to the engine, idiot. So yeah, but they're not moving. So that means that the clutch plate is still quite tight. It might not be very tight, but it's definitely tight. It's not loose. Anyway, that's my waffle for the moment. So I don't know whether I think we're trying to bleed the clutch. Somebody come up with a brilliant idea. They said, well, you can only reach the clutch pedal from the back of the car anyway, so you don't need your missus. So yeah, we didn't bring my missus down. I'm going to try and find a long pole and see if we can poke the clutch pedal from back here and then bleed it down here. Okay, started to use my Genius. Bit of pole that I've used for my heater pipes that I haven't used. It seems like that clutch pedal has got a spring in it, but if you push it all the way down without a clutch slave cylinder on, it stays down. So we had to tape it up. I'm used to the old mini ones that always spring back even if there's nothing connected. Big pole coming out the back here, so we can now operate the clutch while we undo the bleed screw. See how this works. Okay, well, it bled. Had a few leaks where I just hadn't done up the joints at the back there. Very soft at the top still. But there's definitely some pedal up here and at the bottom there. So, could be multiple things. Could be completely to do with wrong size slave cylinder compared to the master cylinder. Could also be still the clutch. There could be some space between this and the diaphragm, so that's causing a problem as well. We don't know, but we've got a bit of a clutch there, so it's enough to sort of try and do something. So I think I might try and whack the exhaust on and see what's going on. Okay, I've just nipped those bolts up on the manifold because I suspect they've got to come off. I feel like this gearbox is coming off again at some point. I've still got my Pole on there, seems quite soft. The clutch seems to be better than it was. I just did a little bit more bleeding, but there could still be some air in there somewhere. It's yeah, I don't take much air. It doesn't seem like adjustment, because if you pump the clutch, it doesn't actually get any better. So my old school of thought was, if you pump a hydraulic thing and it doesn't actually get any better, that's air. If it gets better, it's adjustment. So that's what I'm going with at the moment. So we've got the battery on charge at the moment. The battery went flat a while ago, and now I haven't had a chance to charge it up. So we're just trying to do that now. So what I might do is play around with the gear linkage, because we haven't really ever done the gear linkage with the exhaust on and everything. So it is very close to there, and yeah, this is where we find out if it actually fits or not. Gear linkage goes on, a bit tight, but I think I can one move, slot this hole a bit more and bring it across more. I might try and just angle that bracket a little bit just to make that better, and that brings it across from the exhaust, yeah, better, that's all right. And then the gear linkage down here, all just misses. There really is not much movement on that bottom one. It's close, but it's not hitting it. Yeah. Bloody joint there fell to bits, so again, I don't know if they're, I guess I'm just gonna have to replace them with rose joints, because yeah, trying to buy Porsche connector ends is mostly going to be a bit of a pain and expensive. So I think I've got one of these little rose joints left, so maybe it's the right height, maybe it can be adjusted and would be all right. Okay, battery seems to be charged. I'm just resetting the ECU because I've got a weird earthing problem, but let's not worry about that. Got the gear linkages tweaked a little bit more. I need to now weld the two together and then take it off, paint it, and I think I need to also strengthen the bottom one up at some point. Need to weld up the back one as well once we're happy with it, but until we've got some welds on it and prove, I think it'll have to come all off again. As I said, those old second-hand joints that come from the Porsche gear linkage are a bit meh. See if I can find something to fix those on eBay maybe. Yeah, so I just bled the clutch a little bit more. It's not bad. I don't know. Yeah, it's always going to be a little bit weird, isn't it, mixing these two together? So let's see if we can get it to start. Sit rep. It cranked over. Nothing, as in like it cranked over, but no noises. So did it again, but I made sure I looked at the dash this time, my little ODB2 dash, and that registered RPM, which was good because I was a little bit worried, but I wasn't worried because we put the spacer plate in, that the crank sensor is actually in a better position, but it's in a different position to what it was. But yeah, that's showing an RPM, so that's good. That shows it's cranking, and the ECU's alive, as well as the crankcase sensor, or RPM detector, or whatever you call it. Engine speed sensor. So no spark. Got fuel pressure, so it must be no spark. So plug the old diagnostics in and see what we can find. Jacket potatoes for tea tonight. Yeah, and £20 tomorrow. Get a haircut. Well, I'm not. The wife's getting a haircut. She cut mine last night. Thank you, dear. Too. Yeah, getting old. Ain't getting that cold down here with that thing. Quite a small building for this. Be alright in the bigger place. Okay, reading the fault codes. I think a lot of these, there's a lot on here. We won't go through them all. But what I'm going to do is clear it first, because these could be all left over from where I hadn't had the earth properly on and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, clear fault codes, yes, clear. Fault codes cleared, read DCTTDTC. There we go. Memory check error, not sure that one. Pressure sensor booster, we've always had that one. It's because obviously we don't have the brake booster switch connected up, so we need to either code it out or join the wires up somewhere. Well, while I can't actually get the engine to start again, don't know why, I've precariously wedged a bit of wood with a big socket to hold the clutch down. I don't know if it's completely down, it's quite far down. So let's go over the back and do my trick of my diff, trying to spin the diff again. Okay, so in neutral, we can spin these obviously, and I'm turning them at the same time, because if you don't do that, the diff does stuff and then you're not actually turning the clutch or the shaft, which we wouldn't be because we're in neutral. So pop it into a gear, doesn't matter which one, and we now have to, if we can turn these, the clutch is working. If we can't turn them, it's not working. There we go. I can turn them both ways. I mean, at the same time, I'm turning them forward. So that means that the clutch is pressed down and not engaged. Let me go take the stick out without hurting myself. Sorry, tractor coming past or whatever. So yeah, stick out, still in gear. We can't turn them. So we have a working clutch. I did actually buy another one off eBay just to be safe, but it looks like the clutch is working. It's just a shame the engine won't start. Well, while the engine's not starting, I've got a plough on with jobs. So basically we've stripped the hub down. I'm just going to leave that knuckle joint on for the moment because I haven't got another one yet. Tractors! Yeah, ABS sensor had to be drilled out because they always do. Taking all the drive flange off and everything. I've got all new ones for those. So yeah, we'll clean the other one up, wire brush them off a bit, and a little bit of Hammerite, because obviously we're a professional. So yeah, the clutch is working, isn't it? You saw it, guys. I just can't get the engine to run now. It's one thing after another. Still running the diagnostics. I think this is going to be close to the end of the video. We've got the clutch working. We've got a real good feel for it. Okay, it could slip a little bit. I don't know fully adjustment, but basically we've got a switch down there, a mechanical switch which moves and makes that clutch work, which is excellent. That means we can drive it. Once we connect the drive shafts up and we sort the hubs up, I'll put a bit of Hammerite on that hub that's just drying down there in front of the heater. If you like what you see, can you hit the like button, please? It really does help. If you want to help me in any other way, check out the description. Plenty of different ways to help me. And if you just got any advice and comments, just please leave a comment. Let me know what you're having for dinner, because that's always a good one, and it confuses anyone new that's watching, because they go, what the hell are they talking about? So yeah, I'll see how long the video is. I've only got a little bit longer down here. I'm away working a little bit this week, so I'm attempting to try and get a Wednesday video out, but I can't promise anything. It's real life gets in the way sometimes, doesn't it? So we're getting near the end of the month. I wanted to get this be able to move by the end of the month, because I wanted to maybe move it not very far, but able for it to move under its own steam to get somewhere. But anyway, is what it is, isn't it? Is what it is. So stay safe, everyone. Hopefully this was at least 10 minutes on the toilet for you. Bye.